understanding Venezuela's Cartel de los Soles, now designated a U.S. terrorist group. The United States has officially labelled the Cartel de los Soles, a shadowy network allegedly linked to Venezuela's top leadership, as a foreign terrorist organisation, a move that expands Washington's legal tools against the regime. While the US claims the cartel is headed by President Nicolás Maduro and senior officials, such as Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello, the Venezuelan government dismisses the claim as a fabricated lie. The designation follows months of US pressure on Maduro after a contested election that many observers called rigged. Critics question whether the Cartel de los Soles even exists. The Foreign Ministry has categorically rejected the label, and Cabello has long called it an invention, suggesting it is used to target political opponents. Experts trace the term to the early 1990s, when Venezuelan media used the sun-shaped insignia on generals' epaulets to nickname a group of officers suspected of drug trafficking. Over time, the moniker broadened to encompass any official suspected of facilitating cocaine flows, especially after the dismantling of Colombia's Medellin cartel forced traffickers to seek new routes through Venezuela. Hugo Chávez's break with US drug enforcement cooperation and his sympathy for the left-wing FARC created a permissive environment for military officers to profit from narcotics. Former DEA agent Wesley Taber says the FARC found a safe haven in Venezuela, partnering with police and military personnel to ship hundreds of tons of cocaine into the United States. Organized crime analysts argue the Cartel de los Soles is not a formal syndicate, but a system of corruption sustained by the country's economic crisis under Maduro, which forces security forces to accept bribes for loyalty. Mid-level officers controlling airports and borders act as the cartel's logistical backbone, while US officials maintain that the network reaches the highest levels of power, including the president. In 2020, the US Justice Department indicted Maduro and 14 others for conspiring with Colombian armed groups to transport cocaine, naming Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino and former Supreme Court Chief Michael Morno among the suspects. The indictment also identified Cabello, former intelligence chief Hugo Carvajal and General Cliver Alcalar as key leaders since 1999. Former security chief Limsy Salazar testified that Cabello headed the cartel, a claim Cabello rejects as part of an international conspiracy. Subsequent guilty pleas by Carvajal and Alcalar in US courts confirmed their involvement in narco-terrorism,